Hey there, Sean Terry here. What is up? How's everybody doing? We'll let people get climbed down here. I got some couple killer things I want to talk to you about. Hair's all messed up here. All right, so got some cool stuff want to talk about right now, and we're going to talk about real quick how to comp a property correctly. So we're going to talk about like comping a property. Like, what does it take? How to do it? So I'm going to take you in a property we recently closed. I'm going to show you what to look for in comps, and then I'm going to give you a killer tool that you can use for free. You can actually download it for free, and I call it my Flip to Freedom Comp Calculator. I'm going to give you a link where you can download it for free, but it's going to be something where you can, you can use, because determining an offer, figuring out what to sell it for, figuring out what your profit is a big obstacle for someone who's a new real estate investor. So let's get into it. I'm going to actually bring you into my computer. So I'm going to flip this around. One sec. Okay. So we're in my computer right here. So this is a property right here, 3411 West Mariposa. We closed this in, and we made literally, we got it under contract, and I'm in my Podio account here. So we got it under contract. If you can see, it's worth about $115. We got it under buy price $27, sold price $48. We made about $21,900, and you can see the actual close date was the 11th. So now, what do? How do we figure out what to offer? How do we figure out what to sell it for and stuff like that? Now, this property's in rough condition, so I'm going to go over here to Zillow, and if you can see right there, I have the property basically pulled up right here, 3411 West Maricopa Street, and you can see these different comps. Now, when you put a search in, you'll have the property will come up, the different comps will come up, right? So what's the search criteria? Well, first off, what we do is we go into recently sold, and then you check this little box and uncheck everything else. Here, just go recently sold properties. You can see that right there. And then you uncheck everything else. That will give us that. And number two is go over here, and we want to go for the last 90 days. Okay, last 90 days. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look, and I'm going to show you this comp calculator real quick. Here's the comp calculator. What we're going to do is look in our first column, the three lowest comps, property 1, property 2, property 3, and then the three highest comps. So that's what we're looking for. And then it's going to give us a calculator here of what to offer. It's going to give us our spread, and then we can do a repair estimate on there. They'll automatically do that for you. So I'm going to give you this for free, but first I'm going to show you exactly how to use it. So let's go into here and look, so you can see all these different comps. You got, 70, 116, 100, whatever. But we're going to go over to the side column here, and we're going to sort it by cheapest. Okay, so if we sort it by cheapest, we look at the numbers, we got, down to a lot, this $5,000, which obviously is not a comp. It has to be something that is a comp, has to be something within about a 10% square footage, sold within, like I showed you right here, the last 90 days, right here, sold within the last 90 days, that is a similar like property. So single story for single story, two story for two story. Land, obviously that land piece right there for $5,000, you can't comp it, even though it looks like a house. I don't know, it's a pretty cheap house there. But someone picked it up obviously for the dirt. So we're going to go down here and we see some pretty cheap comps. Another thing too is we're going to try not to cross any major boundaries, but this is a pretty rough area. So we're going to look at the different comps. We have this one for 10,974. So our subject property is about 1,500 square feet. Okay, that's where our subject property is. So we want to find something. So we're going to look at this one right here and say, okay, 974, is that a comparable property? No. Is 780 square feet a property? No. So let's go down here. What else? See what else we find right here, and I'm going to follow this along with you. 672, yeah, probably not. 800 square feet, probably not. Well, here's one, 1,500 square feet. We've got $35,000. So that would be one on a real quick and dirty that we can do is a 1,500 square foot. Now, I'm not going in and looking at all the pictures and all this stuff. I'm looking for the three lowest, which we're assuming are basically wholesale deals. So I'm going to keep on going. Remember, it's sorted in price. Here's another one, 1,500. That price right there is $59,900. And then we've got another one right here that's 246 square feet. This one's 934 square feet. And then we got another 1,500, which is 80 grand. So we've got 35, 59, and 80 grand. So let's go back to our comp calculator over here. And let's plug these in right here. So we got 35, 59.5, and $80,000. So what that does is translate right over here and gives us an average price. That's our average, right? That's our average right there. This is a repair estimate and profit. So now let's go figure out our 3 highest comps, right? So now we're going to scroll down, and there's not a lot. We've got basically this one right here is 1,500 close. And we got this one, it's 100, even though it's 800 square feet. So we've got basically 116,000. So what if you go in and you don't have a lot of good comps? Then there's 2 things you can do. One, we can zoom out a little bit more on this property. So we can try to zoom out to see if we can pick up anything else. Now we're picking up all sorts of stuff. Now, the bottom line is we want to be within a 1 mile radius of the subject property, okay? We want to be in a 1 mile radius, and on this comp calculator right here, it gives you the criteria of what a comp or the formula is. Yeah, a sold comp within the subdivision, quarter mile, half mile, 1 mile, and then it's going to be, must be like subject, must have closed within the last 90 days, must be within 10% of subject square footage, must not cross major boundaries. So those are quick formula that you can use, which appraisers will use. So we want to go at least a 1 mile out and try to see what we got for higher comps. Now, if we scroll down here, we got 70, we get 80, still back up to 100. And if we go next page, 116. So really nothing much is giving us the high there in this area. So now what we do is we go up here, we go to recent sold, and we deselect recent sold here and go to boom, for sale. Now we're going to zoom in a little bit, right? Back at we're going to zoom out right in this area right here. We're going to figure out what's for sale. And look, we got a house for 17 grand, 79, 92, 115, and 92 that are similar square footage. So let's use that. Let's use 92, 92.8, and let's use, in this particular case, let's use the 115. Okay. So now we're going to go back to our comp calculator. We're going to drop in our high comps right here. So we've got 100. Oops, we got 10,000. Oops. I'm trying to do this like with 2 hands. Then we've got 92.8, 92.800, and then we've got 115, 115,000. Okay, so that gives us an average too, right? And then at CR, it automatically calculates our spread. So the next thing we have to do is once we get the 3 high, then we've got the 3 low, right? Now what we've got to do is now we've got to figure out what the repairs are. Okay, here's a question. If there hasn't been any sold within the last 90 days, how far will you take out the time? I will first, if there hasn't anything, that's a great question, and I appreciate you asking that. But if you are here and you're in Zillow and you go back out, for 90 days and you can't find anything, then you want to zoom out to a mile first, right? Zoom out to a mile. Then I would probably go from that standpoint. I will go to what is for sale. Sale is indicating what the property is going to be worth. Solds are saying what the property is worth today. Okay, so I try to go out because remember, you're trying to get it the lowest price possible, sell it the highest price possible. So that will give you kind of an indication. So you obviously want to be the lowest available property in that particular area if you can. But good question. So I will go out a mile first, right? And if you still can't find anything, then go back 6 months if you have to. But then also look for sale of what's going on in the market. If it's really hard to find comps, like if I go in here and I look at, recently sold properties and there's like nothing going on in the area, there's no sold comps, then that is not an investor-friendly area, and I probably stay away from that, or I get a ridiculous discount on the property because it's not a high-demand area at all. So I'd want to do something different in there. Okay, so let's get back to our repair formula now. So we want to figure out the repair formula. Now, the simple, quick, and dirty right here, we have that. Cool, that's awesome. So right down here, if you can see that, estimated repair. So we take the property square footage times a dollar amount, the condition dollar amount, and we got renovation costs for an example. Let's say from $8 fair to $20 rough. Okay, so what we do is now we can go to this calculator over here and we can go, okay, you know, our property in this particular case is, it's roughly 1,500 square feet, and the property, if it's in rough condition, and I apologize for me bouncing around here, I'm trying to hold this, but in rough condition, you can see right there, that's $15, you know, or you can go $10, right? And look what happened when you do it. So boom, right there, it'll bring it down to, you know, $15,000. So our particular property was pretty rough. Okay, that was pretty rough condition type of property. Now, yeah, actually, it was even more than that. It was, you know, I think we did it like at $18 a foot, if I remember correctly. You know, pretty significant. Now, if you go back here, what does it do? It takes the average, right, which is the top, which is right there, average, 58.3. There's our repair estimate right there. There's our repair estimate. And then there is a potential profit in there. Now, you could play with the profit. So sometimes we put, you know, profit on this particular case, say like we put it at, say $12,000 on a deal like this. Again, I'm sorry for shaking around here. So you got $12,000, right? It'll calculate down there your offer price. Okay, so that is your offer price to the seller on this particular property. Now, what is the 50? What is the 60? What is the 70? What is the 80? This would be your your exit price right here. See that? Sell price, 55,806. So this is the 80% of value of the property times minus the repairs equals your sell price. Here's at 70%. So if you're in a hot market, you can sell at 80% less repairs. If you're in a market that is not as hot, or the area is maybe not as hot, maybe you do 70% less repairs. Maybe you're in an area that there's not a lot of demand and not a lot of investors. You want to sell it off the hook. Maybe you're at 60% less repairs. So people say, okay, how do I know if I go 50%, 60%, 70%, or 80%? Well, you can always start high and you can reduce your price as you've had the property, right? Now, here, if you can't start low and then try to raise your price. Always start high and ask for highest and best offers, and you can always reduce down here. So it depends on the type of market you're in. We're at 80% here in Phoenix. So look at, for us, at 55,000. Now, if you look at our spread, it automatically calculates a spread for us. So if we sell at 80%, and we have that type of spread right there, it's going to give us a $23,000 spread. Now, let's look at real numbers. Let me go back into Podio here, and I'm going to go look at real numbers on exactly what happened. Now, if you see our real numbers, we comped it out at 115. We offered 27,000. Our sold price was 48, and our profit was 21, and it closed on the 11th. So if I go back and take this property right here, right, and I copy that property, and I go back and I go back over here and I'm going to search it again, you can see, right, that this particular property right there, 1,600 square feet, sold for $59,900. That's what we sold it for. And look at the date, 5/11/15. Look at that right here. If you scroll down, look at that, 5/11/15. That's exactly when we sold it. And we sold it for $50. Another guy turned around and flipped it for $10,000 more, so he made another $10,000 on the deal. But we sold it to him for $49,000 and made a $22,000, $21,000 profit on it. So that's exactly. So what this will do is you find the three lows, you find the three highs. It gives you all the information down here what to do. You got the offer calculator here, right? That'll make your offer price. There's your spread, so you know whatever you determine to sell it at, that's what you can expect to make on it. And there's your repair formula. Okay, so now I'll show you how you can get this essentially for free. So for free, I'm going to show you where you can download this for free, because I think it's incredibly important to know exactly what to offer. Think about this. You got a motivated seller that calls. You're super excited, right? And you go, holy cow, what do I offer this guy? What do I offer? What am I going to, offer? I don't know. Well, here it is right here. Offer 3 lows, you find the 3 highs, you figure out the repairs. If the place is trashed, right, you're going to ask the seller. Say, listen, when was the property last updated? Well, we haven't updated in forever. The thing, is just an absolute wreck. Well, guess what? Now you're going to be on the upper side of $20 per square foot, times the property square footage is going to give you the ideal repair formula to take off the top. Now, that is justifiable to the seller, right? You can say, listen here, this is what's going to cost to get this property renovated. If it's an okay condition, maybe you're going to be down and hasn't been updated for a while, maybe you're going to be at 10 to 12 bucks a foot. The better the condition, the lower the price per square foot. The rougher the condition, the higher per square foot, up to 20 or even more, depending if it's completely trash. So I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to give you the URL where you can download this for free. So I'm going to flip. I'm going to go back into here. All right. So now if you go to this web address right here, now here's what it looks like. Sean Terry's free comp calculator. You can download it right here. Just press the button right here, download here. You can download it and go to right here. It's www.flip2freedom.com. Now make sure you put see the www. People don't do that and they go, well, it doesn't work. Put the www.flip2freedom.com/comp calculator. Comp calculator. Flip2freedom.com/comp calculator. And you'll be able to download this for free, and it will take you to a page. Basically, download it, and you can use it in your business. I think it will help you out. I think it will help you make better offers. I think it will give you a lot more clarity on what to offer, and I think it's a tool that you'll come to use and love in your business, and I hope that helps you out. So that's it for today's tip. Go to flip2freedom.com. You can download my book there if you want. Here, check this out. We just did a modification on the website. I got to show it to you. But let me show you right here. I'm going to go to Flip2Freedom right here. Now, check this out on here, right? Now, check this out back here. So see the waves? Check out these waves back here. So I had my web guy modify this. It's a video background, so it has actual waves going across there, which is pretty ninja. Yep. And then we got a couple actually walking across the screen, which is pretty cool. But if you haven't got my book yet, you can go to flip2freedom.com, flip2freedom.com, basically flip2freedom.com there. You can download this book for free right there. You can click the link. You can download it for free. And then to get the free scorecard right here, go to flip2freedom.com. You'll be there /comp calculator. I hope that has been helpful for you on this Tuesday afternoon. Hope you had a phenomenal Memorial Day, and I know we did. And again, thanks for joining me via Periscope. Yeah, that's the new one. It's a ferret scope, right? If you like ferrets. I have a deal in St. Louis, Missouri. You may be interested in what's your best way to reach you. Go to Flip2 Freedom Academy support, or at the bottom of Flip2 Freedom, there's a contact that will go to our desk there, and we'll send it to the appropriate team member that manages all of our out-of-state deals over there, and check it out there too. So, and also, if you don't know Joe McCall's out there, and he is clever investor. Cody Sperber actually did a backflip on Periscope, and his glasses came down perfect on his face, and I thought that was pretty ninja. But I'm not as cool as he is to be able to do a backflip on camera, because I would probably kill myself. So kudos to him for getting on Periscope and doing a backflip. So, all right, guys, I'm going to sign off. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. See ya.